Peace and divine blessings, beautiful souls. It's your girl, Tracy Ann here, and I want to thank you for tuning in to this collective message for the weekend of December 6th through December 8th. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and share. Remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Before we get into this reading, I just want you to take a moment to connect with your breath. Wherever you may be at this moment, just take a moment to take a nice, slow, conscious, deep inhale through your nose, holding for a few, with a nice deep exhale out your mouth. It feels so good to connect with the power of our breath, the power of stillness, where magic and alchemy birth transformation at once. I just want to take the time to thank our guides, Soul Evolution Team, God, the heavens, and Mother Earth, for providing us support, clarity, wisdom, and understanding. Before we get started, I want to share some themes that I wrote down as I was preparing for this reading. Some of the themes that we may be experiencing are themes of self-sacrifice, boundaries, receiving protection from negative energies, watcher spirits as well, receiving protection and shielding and cloaking from watcher spirits, ego understanding, so that means understanding the patterns, mechanisms, behaviors, and the entire construct of your ego, which if you may be experiencing that, please be gentle with yourself. Or if you're experiencing any emotional, deep psychological transformation, please be gentle with your mind, be gentle with your body. You are going through an extremely intense recalibration. You are rewriting your genetic coding, rewriting your DNA, transmuting the negative patterns that were instilled upon you. There is still a component of our human body that is extremely dense in frequencies. So what this means is when we're going through this process of genetically reprogramming ourselves, that part that is still stuck with the denser frequencies can cause physical exhaustion, psychosomatic pain, vertigo, time relapse. All sorts of things can occur. That's why it's important for you to be gentle with yourself when you are understanding the patterns and behaviors of the mind. The mind can what's the word? So it's like when you reveal who's behind the curtain, I don't want to say like the mind scrambles, but it tries to create another distraction, or the ego can try to confuse you. So it's important to be gentle with yourself in this unveiling. Another theme is dissolving the ego's need for superiority. This means, for example, my title is this, therefore I know more than you. or I have this much money, therefore I am better than you, or I am in a better class than you. I am on a spiritual journey and I've accumulated so much understanding. Therefore, I know more than you. That's superiority. Those are themes that we'll experience and gain a deeper understanding on. Also, some other things that came up was a park, boulder, canyon, Great Lakes, and the letter B and the letter W. So we have to set better boundaries. Setting better boundaries will support spiritual and physical protection. When we set better boundaries and we protect our energies, we then become more self-aware as to our movements, our mechanisms, and how our ego works. Therefore, birthing an ego understanding. And in that understanding comes the shedding, comes the dissolving, comes alignment. A lot of times, people will say, I'm in alignment, or everything's about alignment. But what does that truly look like? Alignment is sitting with yourself and taking accountability of your behaviors, your mechanisms, your patterns, the things that you do not understand about yourself. That is you checking and correcting yourself and getting into alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card and ask, what does the collective need to know right now? What does the collective need to know right now? We give so much thanks. The highest and greatest, most sacred energy surrounding us, reminding us about discipline, reminding us to make better choices, to take off the masks. Masks off. Okay, so that's another theme. Masks off. So it's the message. This is really powerful. The card that I pulled is Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. I feel led for this particular card to read from the guidebook for you and just share a little bit, and we'll go in deeper. Beloved initiate, the most challenging task is not to confront an external enemy, but to take courage in both hands and journey within to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. That is the sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, to bring us more deeply into our own being as we seek to find and heal the darkness within. Okay. So if some of the themes that we're experiencing deal with protection from negative energies, watcher spirits, enemy-like, jealousy, all of this friction, it's an opportunity to go deeper within us. It's an opportunity to find more darkness. So if we're having any experience of that nature, it's just simply saying there's more darkness inside that you should become more aware of. And when doing so, you will be guided. You will be protected. You'll reach a place of deep relief and transformation. You'll also be able to gain protection over yourself when you confront the enemy within. So some people, well, all of us, the collective, because this was for the collective, is going through another cycle of the dark night of the soul. So we're initiates and we've entered the temple of the black obsidian, We're entering into our own shadow, the part of ourselves that has been hidden. We're still in Sagittarius season. It's still Mercury retrograde. There's been a lot that's been revealed. This Mercury retrograde has been one for the books, boy. Whew. And it's I said prior in a different reading that it's in my natal Mercury retrograde, so it truly has been one for the books. But this energy was necessary. It was an initiation, so we can see these external themes and go deeper within our work. So we have to go deeper within our work. We're going to experience breakthroughs in relationships. What's another message? So as we go through the Temple of Black Obsidian, this deep psychological and spiritual healing, this cleansing, this nourishment, we're being asked what lights us up. How can we tap back into that? How can we tap back into our joy and our inner creativity? Tune into the portal of our heart, devotion. So as we're going through this dark healing process, releasing patterns of self-criticism, self-doubt, fear, self-judgment, hatred, all of those things, when we release them and face ourselves with judgment, without judgment, face ourselves without judgment in a non-judgmental way, we can really tap into what lights us up. We can tune into the portal of our heart. So our heart is calling us right now to tune into those sacred vibrations, because that is the key and the connection to source. And there's messages that are being shown to us so we can gain more freedom. We can gain more success in our relationships. Have fun. Don't be so serious in this process. We've been going through an extremely deep cycle of healing and confronting that inner darkness. We have to find the peace through it. We have to find the joy. We have to find the creativity and all of these wounds that we're facing in a brand new way. We have to find the light. We have to play. It is necessary. Don't allow ourselves to get caught up in the rigidity of healing. We are at an advanced stage of soul development. New light frequencies are coming within. So I just said we are in an advanced age of soul development. And the next card that I pulled was the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. We definitely have been training for this for lifetimes. So again, any situation that you may be experiencing is the universe's call for you to go deeper. It's the universe's call in your higher self so you can release fear, self-doubt, self-criticism, things with rejection, so you can tap into your true essence, your creativity, and your light, because you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've been training to learn how to give yourself love unconditionally. First and foremost, stop the self-sacrifice and give back to you. We can't truly give to another if we're not giving to ourselves. What else does the universe and our guides want us to understand right now? Remember that we have an extreme amount of protection from external forces. If this current shift has revealed significant themes with external forces, whether conflict, drama, opposition, jealousy, protection is granted. You just need to make sure you're tuning in to that space of deep healing, of deep relief. You are allowing yourself enough. No, not you're allowing yourself. You're setting better boundaries to preserve and protect your energy and what does and doesn't have access to you. We're going through a very powerful time right now. We have to be willing to open this dark space within. Just go within and accept it. Set boundaries. Claim our power. Know the worth. Practice freedom. Release the weight of non-judgment, or of judgment, excuse me. Become aware. Listen to the wisdom of the body. The body is responding to us in every situation. When we're in a room and we feel a certain energy when someone's around or someone shows up, even when we're on our phones or we're texting or on social media, our body is so powerful that it has the ability to tap into subtle frequencies. And as we continue to align to these higher timelines, our body's messages will be more pronounced. And if we are not listening to them or we are avoiding them, let me call myself out. If we're not listening and we're avoiding them, the themes will become more significant. So it's important to listen to the wisdom of the body, because that's an aspect of protection. Listening to the wisdom of you and your intuition is protection. When you do so, you're able to practice freedom, release the weight of judgments that you've placed upon yourself. We're going through an extremely powerful time right now, to be quite honest with you. I'm very excited just how we as a collective, we're growing individually at a mental, emotional, and spiritual level, which adds to the greater whole. And when you're on this journey, you really start to understand why. And then you begin to learn how these limitations and these false constructs and these false paradigms were placed against us and truly don't benefit us. They actually limit us. But we're at a time now of deep healing. We're at a time of stepping up and owning the power that we've reclaimed. We don't have to reclaim any power anymore. We've done a great job at doing that. What we have to do now is protect it. Walk in it. Own it. Exercise it with morality, with integrity, with honesty and truth. Be you. The wisdom of your body, and listen to your heart. When you tune into the sacred vibrations of your heart, you stop, you breathe, you'll be able to see the greater purpose. You'll be able to move through the feelings of doubt, the feelings of fear, the feelings of rejection. You'll be able to see yourself fully rebirthed, brand new, in your wholeness. How are we moving forward in this energy? How are we moving forward in this energy? Shadow release. Shadow time. Shadow time. Shadow time. It's a lot of shadow work that we've been doing. Oh, Mary Magdalene shows up again. This is the second day in a row where Mary Magdalene shows up. Excuse me. I might need to slow down a moment because there is a lot of energy that is coming through, and I do feel like a child that's just full of excitement and wonder. But shadow release, divine goddess popping in again, divine loyal goddess. So more deep feminine healing, core psychological healing, shadow energy of the feminine, jealousy, manipulation, hypersexuality or hypersexual energy, unhealthy, I'll say unhealthy sexual practices. Separation, division, and integration, going through a significant integration process. Whew. All right, so let's stop for a moment and really think and allow this energy to digest. We've entered a portal, the dark healing chamber. This temple that we've entered with our own willingness, with the love within, to accept all of who we are without judgment. This portal reveals the deepest, darkest shadows of oneself. All right? This isn't the surface shadow work that we've been doing in the past. One of the cards that I just pulled is the shadow release. So we have to really tune into the difficult shadow aspects of who we are. So what came to me is, even if you are unaware of those shadow aspects, or you have a hard time understanding or working through them, simply say to yourself, I am willing with love to surrender and understand the shadow within me, without fear, without judgment, without hate, only love, and the willingness to see myself as a newborn child. Tell yourself that. Take a look at the areas that you may have been projecting your shadow, projecting your own shortcomings. All of the pain, the psychosomatic things that are coming up in the body, this is all just past trauma or difficulties that we've buried beneath the surface. And because we've been training for this for lifetimes, we're in this age of light. I didn't say age of Aquarius because you got to understand, we have a long way to go still before we get to this new age. But we are in the age of light that is bringing awareness and exposure as we continue to dissolve the old Piscean age. There's no doubt about it that we are accessing higher timelines, accessing higher subtle frequencies. Clairvoyant skills are increasing at a significantly high level. You still got to be gentle with yourself. We're cleansing. We're giving we're giving an opportunity in this initiation process as we go through the temple of Black Obsidian to truly alchemize the shadow and cleanse it. One of the most important ways that we have to cleanse the shadow right now is through releasing others' opinions. Yes, releasing others' opinions from your aura, from your physical body, from your mental body, from your emotional body, allowing that energy to really dissolve from your aura and standing in your truth. That's another act of self-love. That's another act of protection. So it comes down to it right now with the current energies for the collective is tuning back into the healing work and the level of spiritual discipline that you are displaying in your own personal life, not for anybody else, but your own personal life, so you can understand where you need to set boundaries, so you can understand your ego, so you can understand the parts of yourself that have been buried deeper than you were willing to admit. This is okay to surrender and admit that there are some parts that you've buried deeper than you've realized, and they've been growing, and they've been festering, and they've been taking a hold on your psychological mechanisms, your behaviors, your thoughts, the way you relate to others. But deep down inside, you feel the light within that is guiding you towards something different, guiding you towards something greater. That light within is giving you nudges and pulling you in different directions so you can dissolve the old programming and the old construct of the shadow. So overall, the collective has some really serious decisions as we move on these higher timelines that we need to take. Some of the body issues that people, again, may be experiencing is pain, back pain, knee pain, foot pain, wrist pain, shoulder pain, all over the body pain. It's just the area for you is specific onto the theme, or the area for you is specific to the theme in which you are healing. We really are releasing a lot right now. We're gaining clarity, but there's still more raw honesty that we need to give. Whew. We need to be real with ourselves. Keep it real. Keep it 100. We always want somebody to keep it 100 with us, but are we even keeping it 100 with ourselves? What comes to me first? No. And I'm saying that with truth. I'm saying that with honesty, because I myself am walking through the temple of Black Obsidian. I myself am going through the dark healing chamber too. This isn't just about anyone who may be listening to this. This is about the collective. It's about us. We're going through deep sacred alchemy. It's extremely powerful. We're cutting the ties of chaos, of fear, of discord, of illusion. We are separating ourselves from energies, people, places, jobs, thoughts, patterns. That's the most important thing, actually. Let me just cut off from saying separating ourselves from people or jobs, separating ourselves from patterns, you know? Oh, excuse me. Card dropped. Let's see what card dropped. Pentacles. Staying diligent in our work. Committed. Don't forget about that on the ground, though. Make sure everything's accounted for. Your craft. Find joy, find playfulness in your craft as you're going through this healing journey right now. As you're going through this deep alchemical transformation. Are there any more messages or shadow aspects that we need to be aware of, that the collective needs to be aware of? So overall, this is about focus. The Eight of Pentacles is all about dedication, commitment to the journey, commitment to our craft, self-mastery, recognizing that we already have the power within ourselves to make the necessary changes in our life. We already have the magic. We already have the healing. We are healed. Our answered prayers and manifestations are here, but we have to remember that. Commit to the journey, commit to self-love, refinement, see what is and what isn't working, right? Whether it's your personal career, whether it's relationships, whether it is your self-care routine, whether it's your spiritual routine, whatever the case may be, refinement. Setting a strong foundation for future success. So, as we move through this cycle in the dark healing chamber, accessing that newfound level of joy, of creativity, of inspiration that vibrates and resonates from the heart, we reach this new level where we can build stronger foundations that will ensure future success across all dimensions and all planes of existence. But we may be challenged. Where? Discipline, patience, commitment. How are we truly building something meaningful and sustainable. Can you take a look at the areas in your life in the past where you thought you were building something meaningful and sustainable and it wasn't? When you thought you were really manifesting your dreams, but it turned out to be a nightmare. But it's okay, because just like in lucid dreaming, when you become aware in the dream that you're dreaming and you're in the nightmare, you have the opportunity to change the trajectory of that. You have the free will to take back healthy, I'll say healthy, control over your life, right? Because we know, we could take back control over our life, but the universe still does guide us. And we are pushed, I'll say, by the energetic currents. But a lot of things right now is hard work. Saturn is around us. So karmic themes, significant karmic themes that we're working through at a very deep soul and genetic level. Hard work is required internally and externally, but it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Why? Because in the end of this, we get the 9 of Cups. We get the 10 of Cups, right? Emotional fulfillment, healing, right? Consistency, effort, future success. All of those things are ensured to us when we take the time out through this very powerful healing cycle. And trust what we're being shown. Trust that we have every single thing that we need. We have all the tools that we need. We've been training for this for lifetimes. Yep, we've been training for this for lifetimes. We have to find a feeling of contentment and emotional fulfillment within. A lot of emotional grounding